are you?
Yeah, all good. Been quite busy. We got a lot of prospects now in the pipe, which is fantastic. Thanks for your work. Um, yeah, so today I want to go through the latest update of our D365 RoleSecure. Okay.
Okay.
So first of all, it's available as a workspace from the main page in D365. So if
Yep.
we click there, yeah.
Yep.
So the first thing I want to show you is the user licenses dashboard. Okay. This space here is actually evolving. I just wanted to show you where we are. So we got user licenses. So we can see, like Alicia is consuming a finance, a supply chain, etc., etc. And you can see all the variations. Okay. If we
Okay.
go back and look at user license count, we can see the username and the role and the user license applied. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, the rationale behind user licensing, A2O, is just to let you know, is that clients spend a lot of money and sometimes humongous amounts of money on user licensing. So customers or who use D365 are trying to control the costs. That's why I'm offering this information. So we got user license consumed. We also have user license utilization. So every time a user opens a page, it gives you the information, the menu item, the page opened, the role, and the license.
Right.
Just to give you some background or some updates, shall we say, this is all going to be changing because customers want to know how many times a user goes into a page.
Right.
How many times does a user not go to a page? Do they need the user license? So that's kind of what I'm working on now. So we've got user license utilization. This label will change, but if we go on here, this will show the user form open and the hit count. So that would be the
Right.
hit count of that particular page. Currently, this is in development, but
Yeah.
I was just keen to show you
Yeah.
because we have about 5 or 6 companies who are interested in this functionality. So if I go back, now I'm going to hit the dashboard, which I call the main control. This is the main control.
Yeah.
So this is where you author your roles, do all your stuff. So if we go to security management, okay, we can click on custom roles and it shows you all the custom roles that you've created. So this is one I created for a customer in Switzerland. I could pin that bad boy and I can see exactly what it consists of. Yeah.
Right.
So that's an immediate power advantage to a customer because they might not easily be able to know what custom roles they created. Well, with this, you can.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Now, out of the box, you can export customization or all roles which have been customized, which is really nice. But what happens if, for example, you want to move one role to UAT for user testing and then maybe to from UAT to prod? You can't do that using this out of the box feature. Yeah, because it exports everything. So with
Right.
here, you
Yeah.
can export just that one role and then you can import it. So custom role export,
Yeah.
and it creates the physical file that you can import into a custom environment. Okay. Now, if I go back into here and go to role dashboard, and I can see under Let's just shrink these guys down because we're not looking at that in a minute. And we go to exported roles. We can see that role has been exported by Norman at this date and time. You can export the role again. So from here, you can actually create another physical file to export. Yeah, to move into a target environment. You can restore the role if you wanted to. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if we go back in here, let's just clear this filter. And we say, all right, we want to delete the accountant role. Now, the accountant role is kind of out of the box from Microsoft.
Yeah.
So I consider it as an asset. And best practices when working with security roles is not to delete out of box roles, but from standard AX, you can. But from here, you can't. Standard D365 or ISV roles cannot be deleted. So anything delivered by Microsoft, which is considered an asset, and spend a lot of money on it, why do you want to delete it? No, you can't with my system. And also ISV roles. So any third-party modules which are installed, you cannot delete the role. Okay?
Okay.
But let's say we want to delete this one, which is a custom role.
Yeah.
Now, out of the box, if you click on delete, it physically marks that role for deletion. And you have nothing to do but basically delete it. It's marked for deletion. You publish, goes through the process and removes it from the system. Well, in my system, it says, it asks you, would you like to delete the role? Which is great because you might click on this button out of the box and delete the role, mark it for deletion, delete it, and maybe you created a problem. But with my system, no. Now, if this role was assigned to more than one user, it would tell you if it's assigned to those users or one or more users. So if you do delete it and then later restore it, it will reapply that role to all the users. So that makes the life of a system administrator quite cool.
Yeah.
I mean, easy, helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say, yeah, I want to delete this bad boy. If we go to a publish objects, you can see it's marked for deletion. Okay.
Yeah.
What we can also do is do undo deletion. So this is a new feature from my module that allows you to undo a deletion. I mean, maybe the manager says, no, we want that role. Please don't undo it. Don't delete it. Okay, so you can do undo deletion. But even if you do delete it, you can still get it back from the deletion logs. But for now, we're just going to publish this role, push it back into the system. Okay?
Yeah.
So now what I'm going to show you, Atro, is I'm going to physically delete the role, okay, and show you how we can actually restore it. So take this GRR finance accounting, delete the role, yes, delete, go into publish public and publish it. So now that role is going to be physically deleted from the system. Good, it's gone. So now if we go to custom roles, show custom roles, the role's not there. If we go into deleted roles log, we can see that role has been deleted. We can restore it. We can push it back into the system. Yeah. So this gives like a system administrator great control.
Yeah.
So his manager's not going to get upset. Oh, you deleted the role. Well, sorry, sir, but now I can push it back. 5 minutes, bang, it's back in the system. So we're going to push that back. If we go to roles, show custom roles, and there you go. There's the baby.
Right.
Yeah. Everything intact. Everything there. Yeah. So that's the power. So you can export a single role, you can delete a role, there's checks on deletion, and also you can see all the custom roles at a few clicks. So that's pretty powerful. Okay, next thing I want to show you is the Security Explorer. So the Security Explorer allows you to quickly find out what roles a user has. So Brooke, what roles does he have? Explore. Okay. You see he's a tax accountant, he's an employee, human resource. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. So as a tax resource assistant, what does he have access to? Pin this, and you find all the privileges, all the duties, and if we move across here slightly, we can see the entry points, the table and field references. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So that is like tremendously powerful. So let's just say we want to pin this. Yeah. So what is this? This is enable absence process pin. And then it shows you anything that relates to that in privilege terms, entry points, etc., etc. So it allows you to find information very, very quickly with a spin of a die. So if we
Right.
go into here now and we look for some, let's say contains, I don't know, clerk. Let's just see if there's clerk as a role name. Okay, budget clerk. Okay, cool. So budget clerk has these privileges, these duties, and it gives you everything about what the guy has. So for this guy, the table ID, he has access to the ledger table, and it shows you he has read access only, blah, 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 blah. So that gives you so much power. Now, out of the box, you can't get all this information in one go. But from here, you can also export it into Excel, have everything in one place. Now,
Right.
a lot of auditors or security guys will find this tremendously powerful for them to do their job. So we go back in here, we can look at user role assignments. We can see the roles that are assigned to a user. So if we look, for example, for Norm, well, Norm's a system administrator. That's me.
Yeah.
Okay, we can look at security privileges. We can find the privilege quite quickly from here. This is all the privileges, and you can really spin through it really quick. That is the same for duties. Same concept. You can find a duty very quickly. Okay.
Right.
Now, assigning temporary user access is like delegation of responsibilities based on roles to users. So, for example, one of your staff is going away for a month or so, you can assign roles to that user for a specific amount of time. So let's just say new, select the user, Arnie. I mean, Arnie actually is short for Arnold Schwarzenegger, just to let you know.
Okay.
Okay, that was a bit of a joke there. I hope you got it. So assign roles. So we're gonna say, what roles do we want Arnie to have? Well, we can select the roles individually, or we can select them by a particular user. So we know, okay, Charlie is going away. He's going to go to Canada for a couple of months. He's the chief executive officer. He's also a manager. He has the manager roles. Apply. So that gives that guy access to these roles for 1 month. You can change the date, obviously, if you want,
Okay.
extend it, and this guy now has access to do his job. Okay. Now I
And
want to
if
show you
you,
something.
sorry, just regarding the temporary access. So if you set the, say for a month,
Yeah.
right, it default for a month. If you wanted to disable that access during the time, you just click on the role access disable to disable it if you wanted to.
Very good question, Atra. No, you can't
Or you just
override
change
this.
the end date. You just change the end date, is it?
You could, yeah, you could just change the end date. So you could go
Okay.
exactly,
Yeah.
change the end date and put it, whatever date you want.
Yeah.
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 And then you've got a batch job that runs periodically that will update this. So once this role access has been expired based on the end date, it will click this and say access disabled, and it will remove this role from that user. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
cool. So I'm going to show you something interesting now. So the task recorder is quite a powerful feature out of the box from Microsoft. So let's just say demo, I put today 06/003/2024. Okay, let's get this boy running. So now it's recording what I'm doing. So if I go back to here, go to here, you can see it's closed form, open form, go into Security Explorer, sorry, Security Management, select a role, demo, no demo. You can see it's actually recording the steps,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah.
So now when I click on stop, there's this button here, which is part of my module. So this, if I click this, it will analyze all the steps and create what I call a scenario recording. So I click scenario, save scenario, and it saves it into the database and shows you all the steps that you've gone through, and it shows you the entry points. So if you wanted to have access to temp user access, all you got to do is create a role and add this entry point. I mean, a display item as an entry point in the privilege, and then they will have access. So that is total power. Now, the interesting thing is that, say, for example, within your organization, you have a guy working, shall we say, in New York with a user, accounts clerk who needs access to particular areas of the system. You can sit with him, record everything, save and deploy a developer log through the scenario recorder, email it to your security guy. It could be wherever in the world. The guy could load it, select the file, load it, it creates a scenario recording, and he can create the role. Yeah? So it's
Okay.
as easy as that. And that is super power.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to give you the answers to everything, but it's going to give you a lot. So exported roles, you can export, restore at any point in time. Restored roles, if there are any roles restored, it just shows you the restore log so you know who restored it at any particular date and time.
Right.
Publish roles, you can restore again to any particular day and time. Yeah. You have disabled users. So in the system, there are batch jobs. So this one collects the security information, everything that's presented in the security management,
Yeah.
security explorer, role analysis, etc. Here
Yeah.
you have disable users not active in AD. So basically, users of D365 need an AD account, Active Directory account, in order to be able to log in. So what happens often is that users or employees, shall we say, leave the organization. So infrastructure guys disable the AD account. Great. But what happens is that the account in finance and operations for that user is still enabled, which actually consumes a user license, which costs money to the
Right.
customer.
Yeah.
So clicking this button, it will go through and look at all the disabled users in AD and disable them in D365. It won't delete their accounts because I mean, for audit and compliance, that you need to keep their accounts there. So external auditors might come in and look at what that person was working on, what they did. It may, just for any issues that
Yeah.
they think that guy's done. They have the audit logs there. So it doesn't disable, sorry, it doesn't delete, it disables. Okay, update expired users. Basically, that's a job which links to assign users. Yeah. So when you assign users, you can update them. You can run the batch job. Best to set it to run monthly or depending on the client requirement.
Right.
Disable inactive users. That means, what does that mean? Well, that means if a user hasn't logged in for a set amount of days, which you can define in the system parameters, it will um, deactivate, sorry, disable their account. So, for example, Charles, he hasn't logged in for more than 40 days, disable his account. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So these are kind of like administrative functions that system admin guys will have a pain in the bum to do. So it does it
Yeah.
all for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm moving on slightly. We have segregation of duties, which is
Yeah.
always quite painful for companies. Segregation of duties, you know very well what that means. It means, so for example, a person can't, like for example, create a vendor and apply a vendor invoice as an example. So when you're creating roles in D365, if there's an SOD role which creates a conflict, you can't create the role. I mean, when I say can't create the role, you can't add the privilege or duty because it just comes up with an error, you're in conflict. So you
Right.
can remove all the SOD rules at a click of a button, and you can then load them via DMF, Data Management Framework.
Okay.
I mean, that's it at the minute. Any questions, Eitoro?
The regarding the user licensing,
Yeah.
and the information that you can get regarding the users, what licenses are being used, the frequency. So that can all be exported as in a like a report, is it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
A very good question, actually, because this area here of user licensing, I'm
Yeah.
having a lot of conversations with guys who are security experts, license experts, in Netherlands, England, America, and also Switzerland, funny enough.
I
Um,
mean, this
so
user
we come in,
licensing thing is quite amazing, isn't it?
well, when I say amazing, it will save a lot of money for the
Definitely.
customers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? The funny thing is, it's quite interesting because a lot of the customers or prospects that we've had calls with, over the period of time, they all concentrate on user licensing. But what they don't really understand is it's not just user licenses. User licenses are obviously a big thing, but then what about the roles? What about the segregation of duties? It's
Yeah.
a minefield, and
Yeah.
people don't, I mean, companies don't really understand. you
Mm,
know. So I
mm.
think everything coupled together,
Yeah,
this product provides the solution.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
the authoring process, the audit control, the administrative duties, the SOD, that's segregation of duties. Wow, this is the product.
Amazing. Yeah. You've been hard at work, Norman.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I actually love what I do. I do this as a passion. It's not just about the money, because I mean, I'm a millionaire already, but I just like to do this because I think I want to add value to customers and help customers.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I gotta go because I got a call coming. Nick's got a call with me scheduled. You know Nick Rembrandt, or remember Nick from New York?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
How
we
is
need to
he?
do a call. He's okay. He's a very busy guy.
Yeah.
So
Well, give him my
maybe you could
regards.
jump on that. Yeah, maybe you could jump on the call as well because we had a call with him a few months ago and he knows you very well now, so it's
Yeah.
good. Okay, listen,
All right.
Aitor, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump.
Okay. Thanks
Um,
for showing me all these new features. Really exciting. Let's see what we can do with this.
exactly. No, I'm very excited, especially after speaking to the guy I mentioned in Netherlands,
Yeah, yeah.
Alexandra. My mia. Everyone's pumping about this product now, so let's get it out there
Okay.
to
Great.
more customers. Okay,
All right,
speak to you
Norman.
soon.
Thanks. Speak
Take
soon.
care.
All right. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Bye.